here in the Southern Highlands, best place in the world, we have the one and only man drinking coffee, Corin Urquhart. How are you, man?
It's tea.
Tea, drinking tea, like it. Want to show us around a bit?
Yep. Alright, so it's my workshop, my fridge.
Awesome. Everyone needs a fridge. World's biggest beer fridge.
Beer and water and things in it. And that's my die filer.
This is the new toy.
Yeah, 1950s XL die filer with a few little Corin modifications.
Corin modifications.
Corinifications.
Yeah, right.
I've got some files there for it, and I'm working on more. Got more coming in from Israel, really nice diamond files, doing a bolt buy. Check out the bolt buy group.
From Israel.
The bolt buys all started at one of Keith Flutter's hammerings years ago, when he said everyone should have one of these, and I think it might have been a wire brush or something, and I said, fuck, can you get them in Australia? He said, no, not this one, you have to get it from America. And then I said, bolt buy, and it's sort of, the rest is kind of history.
Went from there. Awesome. That is a serious machine.
Yeah, it's half a ton, you won't move it. It's
Half a ton.
It's half a ton.
And so you literally, it is exactly what it says on the tin. It's for filing.
Yeah, so the files go in, you know. Find one that's set up properly.
That's fine.
It's going to cause me all sorts of trouble.
They just fit in and...
Oh, actually, it's set up at the moment for sawing.
So it sort of reciprocates. Just...
Yeah, it does. You're going to have to change it.
No, that's fine.
It's
cool, man.
So, anyway, that's that. And then,
we go over here, table saw.
yeah, just a Halvey table saw. Just on a pallet so you can move it out in the dirt. And I don't have all the trays and shit on it because I'm mostly cutting handle material when I don't need them, so it fits better. One of my favourite tools in the shop, which is the power hacksaw. This one's a Hercus.
Yeah, it's a serious old girl, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, made in South Australia. This was gifted to me by a guy that said I could have it if I helped him make a knife, and so he came down one day and I helped him first day and he never came back. But anyway, I got the hacksaw.
Never came back.
I don't know where he is. If he ever comes back, if you're listening, mate,
Come back and finish it off.
come back and finish it off. I've still got it there somewhere. Don't throw anything out.
It's a cool looking thing.
Yeah, it'll break down. These are forklift tines. It'll cut through forklift tines. I won't say like nothing, but you can set it. It'll take 20 minutes or half an hour and walk away, and it does its thing, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, right. So it's steel rack or timber and steel rack, anything rack.
Yeah, it's just shit everywhere. I'm a hoarder. Confirmed.
A confirmed hoarder.
Guilty as charged, Your Honour. Anyway, that's all right. I can live with that bit. This is my old forge set up. It's a twin burner forge. It's not running at the moment. I'll probably put that together today so we can use it. I haven't really thought about that.
You've got 7-inch leg vise, something like that?
Yeah,
6-inch leg vise?
Yeah, I bought this. I bought 3 of them. This one over there, and one that Wayne Saunders has on his. I paid $300 for the 3 of them.
Yeah, well. Did you recon it or is it newer?
Yeah, no, I reconned it. They're all sandblasted and painted.
Nice.
But that was before it was all fucking fashionable, so things have gone up now.
Things have gone up.
No, that's this is a friend of mine, Adam Coombe, bought a 6-ton, I think it's an 86A John Hine fly press.
86A is the first model, isn't it?
And it's what?
The first model of the 6-ton John Hine fly. Anyway, go on.
Or maybe it is, I don't know. But anyway, beautiful press. And I kind of want another one. So if anyone wants to give me one, that's cool. I don't have any money, so. But I want one. So my son is a sheet metal worker and welder, and he found this one at his work, and they wanted a couple $100 for it, but it was pretty bad. So I started cleaning it up, and then I realised there's more bog in the casting than casting.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, I got the shits with it and painted it. Looks alright. So
It does look right. Was it that 4 stands for 4 ton, presumably?
Yeah,
about the right size for a 4 ton.
There's no play. It's got very little wear. It's a nice machine, but I think it's an Indian one. But
right.
there's no branding on it. So
no.
just an N, which could mean Norton if I'm lucky, but I doubt it. Because
Norton's pretty good at putting Norton all over their stuff.
Yeah, and they make very nice presses. So it could be not N for not a Norton.
Not Norton.
But I don't really know. This is a McDonald rolling mill. Bought off Mr. Bruce Beamish Esquire and loaned to Keith Flutter for about 3 years. I just got it back. As you can see, it looks like it's had a hard life.
Yeah, been sitting at someone else's house.
Well, you know, Keith probably had some fun with it. And not only that, if you know Keith's shed, when it rains, he gets a bit of a river running through there. But
Yeah, we had that conversation.
so, anyway, it works, whatever. This is my little 9 kilo power hammer.
It's tiny, isn't it? It's like a cricket.
Yeah, it's
Does it go like for the clappers?
It's a sewing machine, yeah.
Sewing machine.
I think I'm the only one that Bruce Beamish has ever sold one of these to.
Yeah, right.
Only because I'm more persistent than everyone else. So, but on there I've got cutler's dies, the top one's rounded. So the point loadings, you'll see it today when we use it. For forging bevels and things is very good, and you can't really overhit because it's not very big. My swage block and tools, my drifts from axes and things, hammers. I've made a lot of those hammers, not all of them, many of them.
It's a cool setup for the swage. And can you stand the swage on its end in there as well? Like
Yeah, you can.
You've got to drop in for it?
Yeah.
Nice.
And the wheels are off a shopping trolley, and you can bend it back and wheel it around these guys so you can get full access. But it just means I can move it around because they're very heavy, and I need to move shit around in this place. That anvil there was on my first anvil on that timber base, but without the steel frame. And my dad was at an auction in the 80s, you know, when blacksmithing gear was getting tossed out, and he bought that for $30.
Wow.
And that's his anvil, but it looks here, so happy days. That's my 25 kilo. And yeah, this is the one that famously got dropped off the truck.
Oh, really?
So
what happened to it when it got
they, you can see the top here where it went into the bitumen, and all the seals, everything. I had to rebuild it. It's nothing to do with Bruce Beamish, but it is a reality of shipping. Got all the way to my my yard, and one of the guys was unloading it, and all the weight sort of centered at one end on him. And we had a walkie stacker, exceeded the mass of the walkie stacker. Anyway, long story short, he picked it up and dropped it. And then the truck driver said, "Well, not my fault. I'm going to sign the docket, and I'm going."
Awesome.
And I said, "Oh fuck!" I said, "This is your problem." He said, "No, it's not our problem. You dropped it." I said, "It is your problem." I said, "Look on the side of it. On the side of it was written the customer's name, and it wasn't me. It was another guy." I said, "You brought the wrong hammer, and I've dropped it." As it turned out, they were the same model. All the accessories were different, so I swapped accessories and kept it. But the truck driver shit himself then because he delivered the wrong one.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway.
Was it hard to get it working again, or was it just superficial?
No. I knocked the valves out of alignment, and then it was a pain in the ass. But I'm very comfortable with it now. It works quite well now. Took me a long time. Tong rack. I make no bones about it. The first bolt buy I ever did was steel, and the second one was tongs. And the reason was because I wanted tongs. I didn't give a fuck about anyone else. So I had to buy 700 pairs of tongs so that I could get a set of tongs. And then I'd made 2 pairs of tongs. I mean, everyone should make tongs because you're a blacksmith. Whatever, fuck, make tongs if you really like making tongs. Happy days. To me, I don't want to be making tongs because for 2 reasons. One, my tongs take me about 5 hours to make because I'm not very clever. And I don't want to be making, I'm not a fucking tong maker. I want to be a knife maker. So I bought tongs. And yeah, the rest is history. We don't bring in tongs all the time anymore because you have to bring so many in, and frankly, they're not huge sellers. So anyway.
Really?
Yeah, not really. You can't. You don't make much money on them. You get them. You know, if you make heaps of money on them, you don't sell very many. And if you sell them cheap, you sell a reasonable amount. But there's a whole world of issues in bringing in tongs. If anyone wants to play in that space, they're more than welcome. Here we go. This is my rolling mill, one of my rolling mills. I had 4 at one time. This is my Durston. I probably should take that off the bench today.
Very shiny.
Yeah.
Get used much?
Yeah, when I'm making barrel knives, absolutely. So I will
So you
roll
have a wire rolling or?
wire, plate, sheet, any non-ferrous metal, texture,
Oh, okay.
all that sort of stuff. So I don't need to start with the right size brass, bronze, copper, nickel, silver, anything like that. I don't have to start with the right size. I can roll it to size. So
Right.
that's a happy place.
And this is your other anvil?
Oh yeah, that's what
We missed the anvil in the forge.
That was gifted to me by a very good guy, one of my customers. He came in one day. He's a big guy. He used to carry, well, I'm probably getting too long-winded, but they used to do like a 10-inch ball valve. We used to re-kit them 20 years ago. And he used to come up to the dock with one under each arm, and I was only an apprentice. He'd put one on the dock, put the other one on the dock, and I'd come over. I couldn't even get him on the trolley. He was one of those guys that was said if you could pick it up, you could have it, and he picked it up, put it on his truck. He said the problem wasn't getting the anvil on his truck, it was getting the block, which is over there. This is the block that came with it. that little anvil's on.
Yeah,
It's
right.
getting the block up on the truck. He said that was much harder to pick up. But anyway.
Can't get your arms under the horns of the block.
Yeah. It's a BK, I think it's 150 kilos.
160 is it? 150?
150, something like that. It's got a big, he didn't know it. He was kind of, anyway, whatever anyway. It's got this big repair in the face, but it's really nicely done. So I don't know who did it, but
Someone who knew what they were doing.
yeah, it's a nice repair.
Oh yeah, see the line.
Yeah, that's all weld.
Yeah, right.
So that's the sag, you know.
Yep.
That's the sag in it, and they filled it. It doesn't, it's, I don't know, it's probably not hard facing, but it's not soft either, so
Yeah, right.
that's alright. I've never had a problem with that.
Um,
Nice, my little forges, we didn't even talk about it, did we?
Gameco forge.
Yeah, these people get all fucking. Oh, sorry, I'm probably not supposed to swear. Sorry, Americans. Sorry, I
Australia.
swore.
You
This
do
is
whatever you
Australia. We do whatever the fuck we like. Knife making down under podcast. Woo! Now, anyway, sorry, just had to get that shout out in there.
Oh, damn straight. That's what we're here for.
So, like, don't be too precious about your forges. They're a consumable. Anyway, I don't give a fuck, so that's that. And then there's a 2-burner there, which people always want to build a 2-burner first, but you should be able to see from the usage. These were, I think I've made 2 of them, and this is still got fuck all use.
It's new, yeah.
You don't need it unless you're heat treating something really long. And I don't make long things anyway, so typically I just work with that. You don't need a long forge.
Barrel
You'll
knife
use
will
that
fit in that
20
one.
times more. 100 times more than you'll use a long one. I'm always trying to talk people out of it. Unless you want to buy burners, well, whatever. Anyway. Hardness tester. There's normally
Talking to bulk buys.
There's normally a Paragon kiln there, but I just sold it. I'm going to get a Pro Series, those Pro Series hot in 15 minutes. I have to rewire it all, but I'm going to do it. Little lathe. It's a bit, whatever, a bit dirty, but anyway. Don't expect too much, you won't be disappointed.
The fact you have a brush on it means you care about how tidy it is.
I should care more than I do anyway, that's alright. I do a lot of machining stuff on the lathe. I really quite enjoy lathe work.
What do you do on the, what sort of stuff do you do?
What was the last things I was doing? Making up collars and stuff for the die filer was the last thing, and the next thing I'm going to do is make up some screws for it. So I make the original square-headed UNF screws, which I can't seem to find anywhere
Yeah, right.
in the right size. So I'll make them. My mill, just a chintzy. I mean, everything's got a story. Like fuck, the lathe was sitting at work, basically just almost outside, getting rained on, just inside the door, and I suggested it'd be better off keeping it at my house where I could look after it. It's been here ever since. Had to do some repairs. It's not as simple as that, but pretty much. This milling machine, I don't know if you've ever heard of Tulloch Engineering, used to make railway carriages anyway. One of the family, Barry Tulloch, made steam trains and all sorts of things, and really nice guy. Was co-owner of the 3112 steam locomotive, which was the only privately owned running steam engine, 20 years ago. That's sitting in a paddock somewhere now, since he's died and everything. Anyway, I was trying to get him to give me some advice on a mill, and then after about 3 hours on the phone talking to me about all the pros and cons and everything I should be looking for and everything else, he said, "Oh, I've probably got one in the garage." And anyway, long story. I think I picked it up for a couple $100, and I thought, wow, that's a bargain. What I didn't realise is how much you have to spend on tooling.
Yeah, right.
It's
always a thing with mills. So this is the new dust door.
The whole shed's only been up for a little while, so I'm just sort of
right.
still finding my feet sort of thing. It's my disc grinder. And I just got this little dodgy foot switch mounted down here, which is just like a micro switch out of a printer, and some bodgy Corin wiring. It's a beautiful thing. Paper wheels, because they're cool. I just use that for buffing. I probably should get rid of that, but anyway, whatever. Radius Master, a very cool machine. This one's been bodged and adapted because, well, I'm bodged, and that's what I've done. I've machined the back off it, don't tell him, to fit a different motor on there, so that I could make it variable speed, because I was told, wrongly, that I didn't need variable speed, and I thought that was right until I tried variable speed. So anyway, now that's...
Everybody needs variable speed on everything.
Oh fuck yeah, everything's got variable speed. Once I learned, I'm like a quit smoker or something. What are you called? Reformed smoker.
Reformed smoker, reformed VC buyer.
Little sandblaster. I wouldn't say it's the most amazing piece of kit in my shop, but it's certainly got its uses.
Does the job.
Yeah, there's dust everywhere in here. It's my surface grinder. This one was free. Like, the shit you can get if you're willing to just be just a hoarder scrounger. So
drive miles to pick stuff up. You'll get
no, I didn't even do that. I got on eBay, and for $1,000 I bought an EDM machine in this, and then no, it wasn't $1,000. I ended up paying $600 or something, $700, and then it cost me $300 to get a crane truck to pick it all up and bring it to work. I sold the EDM machine for $1,000 because I thought it was one of those ones with a wire. It's going to cut me all my funny shapes, but it's a plunge EDM, and anyway, I sold that. And this was scrap. So, and the reason it was scrap is because it had been dropped. So the big nut in the back here had been smashed off. All the handles were smashed. You can see the like bodgy welds. And the whole thing was cattywampus. The controls panel was all bent in. You can see it all smashed up at the bottom there, and everything was fucked. And I just basically pulled it apart piece by piece, and I machined up a new nut for it. Fucked off all the wiring because I didn't know what it did anyway, so I just put a VFD onto the motor. Jimmied some power to the oil pump so the oil works. A lot of silicone and stuff to make the oil not go where it's not supposed to go. Fucking beautiful, free surface grinder. Oh, in fact, actually no, it wasn't free because that magnetic chuck was like $500. The big magnetic chuck.
It's just smart enough to keep a rag on so it doesn't get covered in
that's
swamp
the only
and
thing
stuff.
worth anything. Anyway, the 84 Engineering Gibson 72.
Yeah, it's Gibson, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just starting to get the feel for that, so it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a very serious machine.
Yeah, it's the same one. So one Alex Steele uses, which uses the cam tensioning system.
It's a bit of a step up, isn't it?
Yeah, and even down to like just having a stand for your bucket there and everything. It's a well thought out machine. It's certainly clever than me. Anyway.
Which one?
What?
You and or
Oh, everyone.
what's his name?
I don't profess to be. Yeah, that's my variable speed jet bandsaw, which we did a couple of bolt buys on. We probably won't do another bolt buy on.
They're all starting to turn up now, though, aren't they? A few people have been seeing
Yeah, there's
them.
20 of them in Australia. But I mean, to be honest, we're not making any money on them, and so it's kind of pointless doing it. So the only way it would work is if we put them up, they'd have to go up fairly significantly. So, but anyway, it's alright because I got mine. Fuck everyone else, right?
Those ones, Toby.
In Coca-Cola to Parker Rice and
stuff down there if anybody cares to touch these. Oh yeah, here we go. Right. Hey, murder me with this shit, eh? Look at that.